From Neural Newscast, I'm Daniel Brooks.
And I'm Elise Moreau.
Diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the conflict with Iran have reached a standstill. President Trump has formally rejected a 14-point peace proposal from Tehran, which was delivered through mediators in Pakistan. The proposal called for a 30-day resolution to the war, the complete withdrawal of United States troops, the lifting of the naval blockade, and the release of frozen assets. On Friday, the president stated he was not satisfied with the deal, suggesting Iran has not yet paid a significant enough price. This comes as the United States naval blockade, in place since April 13th, continues to choke off Tehran's oil revenue.
The administration's language points toward a demand for total capitulation. Within Iran, the rhetoric is equally uncompromising. Senior military officer Mohammad Jafar Asadi has warned that a return to full-scale war is likely following a shaky 3-week ceasefire. There is also a strategic shift regarding the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian parliament leadership now warns the waterway is no longer just a transit point, but a primary tool of economic warfare, acknowledging how the United States blockade has fundamentally altered regional maritime architecture.
While diplomacy stalls, the technical reality of Iran's military capabilities is coming into sharper focus. Secretary of Defense Peter Hegseth testified before a Senate committee this week that Iran now possesses ballistic missiles with ranges exceeding 4,000 kilometers. That is double their long-standing public claim of a 2,000-kilometer limit. Hegseth cited a missile launch targeting Diego Garcia, the United States UK base in the Indian Ocean, located nearly 3,800 kilometers from Iran. This confirms earlier reports from Israel and the UK regarding a launch that took place on March 20th.
It is a significant expansion of regional reach. The 2,000-kilometer limit was a fixture of previous negotiations, but this confirmation suggests the Khorram-Shah class of missiles has undergone major upgrades. Experts had suspected that a smaller re-entry vehicle seen as early as 2019 could extend these ranges. Testing this technology against a target as remote as Diego Garcia shifts the security calculus for all Western assets in the Eastern Hemisphere. The design of these systems suggests they are intended for high-altitude strikes, moving beyond tactical regional needs.
This brings us to the economic pressure in the Strait of Hormuz. The United States Office of Foreign Assets Control has issued a high-level alert to the global shipping industry, warning of severe sanctions for paying illegal tolls to Iran. Tehran has been offering safe passage to ships detouring into its waters in exchange for fees paid in digital assets or informal swaps. United States Central Command reports that 48 commercial ships have been turned back since the blockade began in late February.
The logistics of this blockade are creating a global bottleneck, as roughly 20% of the world's oil and natural gas passes through the strait. By labeling these payments as sanctionable, the United States is forcing shipping firms to choose between losing access to the American financial system or facing the physical risks of a war zone. It is a high-stakes transformation of global trade routes.
The conflict is also expanding through proxy networks. We have confirmation that Hezbollah has started domestic production of first-person view drones. IDF Chief of Staff Samir has already ordered targeted strikes on these manufacturing facilities in Lebanon. This marks a new phase on the northern front, as Israel attempts to dismantle production before these maneuverable weapons can be deployed at scale. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu is convening the Security Cabinet as renewed fighting in Gaza appears imminent.
Shifting to domestic production reduces Hezbollah's reliance on vulnerable supply chains from Iran. By moving assembly into Lebanon, they create a more resilient threat. From a design standpoint, these drones require a total rethink of defensive perimeters. While this military hardware advances, the internal situation in Iran is reaching a boiling point.
The human rights situation inside Iran remains severe. On Saturday, the Iranian judiciary announced the execution of 2 men, Yaqub Karimpour and Nasser Bekrzadeh, on charges of spying for Israel. Bekrzadeh was specifically accused of providing intelligence on the Natanz nuclear facility. These executions follow a pattern of closed-door trials used by Tehran to project internal strength under external pressure.
There is also growing concern for Nobel laureate Narges Mohammadi. She was transferred from prison to a hospital on Friday due to fluctuating blood pressure and severe nausea. Her foundation reports that intelligence officials are blocking a transfer to Tehran for necessary specialized care. Her family is calling for her release, highlighting the ongoing intersection of political repression and medical neglect within the Iranian prison system.
The convergence of these developments shows a region far from resolution. Between the technical escalation of long-range missiles, the economic standoff in Hormuz, and the domestic crackdown, the 30-day resolution Tehran sought seems unlikely. The United States appears set on its blockade strategy until the administration determines Iran has paid a sufficient price.
This strategy of maximum pressure is being tested across multiple fronts. Whether the Iranian economy can sustain these losses while maintaining its military footprint is the central question as we move through May. The structural changes to the Strait of Hormuz will likely impact global energy markets for years to come.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Daniel Brooks.
And I'm Elise Moreau. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.